so nervous. Juno, I literally don't want to post this video. I thought I was the crazy lady who pulled out her hair. Hey cutie pies, it's good to see y'all. I'm here with Juno, who is sleeping. She's going to be eavesdropping on our conversation. And you might be thinking, what conversation is that, Elyssa? We're gonna talk about my hair loss journey. What that looks like, how it started, how it's going, the full 9 yards. Personally, I feel like hair loss is still kind of a taboo topic, so let's dive right in. As proof, I did choose to wear my wig for this video. I just feel really pretty when I wear it. When did my hair loss start? It started my 8th grade year. Technically, it was the summer of my 9th grade year. I had just finished 8th grade, and boy, was it downhill fast. But for some context, here's what my hair looked like before my trichotillomania and my alopecia. These were taken when I think I was 14 years old. Look at that hair. I had so much hair. This is my comp card from when I was doing modeling and acting. And so here you can kind of see it was long and flowy and curly, and I was obsessed with it. This is the summer where everything started to go downhill. This is a photo that I think literally might have been 3 days before this all started. Look at me. I had no clue. I'm just sitting there smiling. How naive of me. Look at the volume. And it started literally out of nowhere. I didn't know that you could form a condition overnight with no prior warning, but I guess you can. I think trich is triggered by stressful experiences. Mine was from a stressful experience. I drove from New York City, which is where this photo was taken, to Oklahoma City in a car with my family. And I distinctly remember halfway through the trip, and that was the first time I ever pulled out a hair. I think what triggered that more so than anything was that I had started to lose my hair from stress, like in certain places. Not a lot, not nearly as much damage as I did myself, but I started to notice it was falling out, and that was, I started freaking out. At this point, I had lost 2/3 of my hair, and this wasn't even 3 months apart from the photo that you just saw. So what I would do to hide the fact that I had lost 2/3 of my hair in 3 months was I would pull it up into a bun on top of my head, wrap it around, shove a bunch of bobby pins in there, and then like fluff it up so that hopefully my crush, my friend, my musical theater director wouldn't be able to tell. It didn't look good. Now looking back, like it did not look good at all. I competed in the beauty pageant with it looking like that. This photo is not cute, but look at that. You can see how physically flat my bun was. After 2 or 3 years of this constant just getting by, I finally figured out what I had. I Googled it and I watched a YouTube video, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I have. So I begged and begged and begged my parents to help me figure out a solution. I remember we ordered this terrible wig off of Amazon for like $30. That did not make me excited at all because it was so bad and synthetic and itchy and big for my head. And then we did a bunch of my research and found this company called Elyssa. I went there my sophomore or junior year of high school. And they have this hair system that they use netting, and they like put the netting on your hair, and then they lock you out with these connections and all this stuff, and they sew on panels of hair. So basically it's a permanent wig kind of a thing. And I wore that for years. I took headshots in this hair. I went to prom in this hair. And then after I'd had the system for about 1.5 to 2 years, I had gotten to a place where I wasn't pulling anymore. My hair was longer and thick. It was like down to my ears. And that's when I could get extensions. So the system came off. I got extensions. I loved my hair like that because it was still down to my waist. It was long, it was full, it was pretty, you couldn't tell it was fake. Rocked that for about 6 to 8 months. And then my trich came back with a full vengeance, and I had to put the system back on, and that just hurt so bad. And I distinctly remember I was sitting at a desk, I finished my homework for the day, and I could visibly see that my hair was getting thinner again. And I thought to myself, this is never gonna go away. I'm going to be the crazy girl for the rest of my life. I'm never gonna have my hair. And junior year of high school, that was a debilitating feeling. And all I would do was hyperfixate on what girls' hair looked like. I remember I was watching 90210, and I couldn't watch a scene without overanalyzing how thick their hair was and how beautiful it was and the fact that that's probably all theirs. So I had the system on for another 2 years, took more headshots in that, tried to have a career with that, graduated with the system on. My hair pulling was still, I had it under control. Wasn't great, but I had it under control. And then I met John, and I had my hair system when I met John. And then I was like, you know what? It's full enough again. I'm gonna do extensions again. So I did extensions again. And I rocked those for a year and a half. Got my hair to the point where it was down to my chin. I called John one day and I was like, you know what, John, I think I can get my extensions out. January of 2019, I went to Lucinda Ellery and I said, get these suckers out of my hair. And I had a full head of hair for the first time since I was in 8th grade. And it was the best thing in the entire world. And I had my trick under control for months. September of 2019, I started pulling again. Tried so hard to get it under control and I couldn't. In this photo here, John and I took a couple photos and it was getting to the point where I had 2 bald spots again. I felt defeated, I felt inferior because I had a full head of hair. If I had just grown it out and hadn't touched my head, my hair would probably now be to like my rib cage. And it just got worse. So September 2019 to January 2020, I basically lost all my progress. And I probably had about half of my hair and I couldn't hide it anymore. So I went back to Lucinda Ellery. I would sit in church and I would be, instead of focusing on what I was supposed to be focusing on, I'd be thinking, can they see the bald spot on the top of my head? Like, what are they thinking? And I just hate that for me, and I hate that for all of the women out there who are dealing with hair loss of any kind. And then, right after John and I got married, my hair looked okay for a couple more months, and then by September of 2020, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was exhausted from making sure what my hair looked like and fixating on what other people thought. And I had been wanting to shave my head since my sophomore year of high school. And so John was like, you know what, Elyssa? You should do it. You should shave your hair. So on September 19th of 2020, I shaved my head. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna pass out. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is real life right now. Oh my gosh. Holy frick. Well, here goes nothing. What was I so scared of? Beauty standards.
You look so beautiful.
That was the most terrifying and most liberating thing I've ever done in regards to my hair loss. And I've had my head shaved for the last 2 years, and now I'm growing it out again. Let me show you what it's looking like. She's getting longer. I don't know if you can tell from the side, like, I have a little bit of growth and I'm really excited about it, but I want this time to be different. I want people to know what I'm going through because I know there are so many of you amazing women and guys out there who are dealing with hair loss and just feel like they can't talk about it. So this time around, I'm doing things differently. I'm sharing my journey from start to finish, which is why I made this story time, because I want to bring you into my experience. There's going to be bumps and there's going to be hard times, and I know that. I'm really excited for you guys to join me. That is my hair loss story. It's been intricate and complicated and a long time, and it's been a long time coming to be okay talking about it. You can be a successful, confident young woman and still be going through hair loss. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for joining my story time. Comment down below if you can relate to me, if this is happening in your life, if you or a loved one has dealt with hair loss. I want to be able to share in this together. Okay, see you next time. Bye.